The world is currently in the middle of a massive, forced migration. We're moving from the age of fire, of oil and gas, into the age of the electron. And at the heart of this transition lies one material, lithium. We are told it's the key to a green future, the silver bullet for our energy crisis. And yet, if you looked at the supply chain, the extraction methods, and the geopolitical choke points, it looks less like a green revolution and more like a trap. A system so fragile and so controlled that it doesn't just power our future, it dictates who survives it. Today, we're going to open the hood on this hidden system. Because once the shift to a lithium-based economy begins, it doesn't reverse easily. To understand what's happening, you need to understand how big this industry really is. Think of it not as a commodity, but as an operating system. Just like the Bronze Age empires needed tin and copper to function, without which their entire civilization would literally cease to operate. Our modern civilization requires lithium to keep the grid alive. But unlike the Bronze Age, where resources were spread across different regions, the operating system of the 21st century is centralized in ways you aren't being told. This isn't just about mining. This is about power. Here's where the investigation turns from strange to haunting. We focus on the battery, but the real power lies in the choke point. In the Atacama and across the Lithium Triangle, we're seeing a consolidation of control that mirrors the great trade battles of the 19th century. It's not just about who owns the mine, it's about who controls the processing. If a single nation holds the kill switch on the refining process, they don't just sell you a battery. They hold the potential to throttle your economy. And because once that kind of shift begins, it doesn't reverse easily, we are already locked into a reality we can't negotiate our way out of. Some will tell you this is a resource war. That's too simplistic. This is a systems collapse. When an entire global economy relies on a resource that is geographically limited and technically complex to refine, you aren't looking at a free market. You're looking at a single point of failure. This is where the story shifts. Because the transition to green energy isn't removing our dependence on global volatility. It's concentrating it into a few highly vulnerable nodes. The system isn't broken. It was built this way. The question isn't whether lithium will power our future. It's what we'll have to trade away to keep the lights on. We are building the infrastructure of the next century on a foundation of sand, or, in this case, on a very fragile supply of brine. You were watching headline Circus while everyone else was watching the surface. This is headline Circus, where history hides its secrets, and we dig them back up. If this story pulled you in, share it and subscribe.